are a few little tricks I want to highlight in this picnic-friendly chicken tart. The first one is using flavoured pastry. So I'm flavouring the pastry today with lemon zest and mustard, flavours that go so well with the chicken. The second one is shredded chicken. If you're not shredding chicken in the Thermomix, you need to start. It's an absolute genius trick. The third thing is buttered leeks. Yum, leeks and butter, amazing friends, and the flavours go beautifully in this tart. I also use this little buttered leek trick in a minestrone recipe, and I'll give you that link in the notes down below. Lastly, a woven pastry lattice. It's easy when you know how, and I'm going to show you. Let's get started with that flavoured pastry. I'm using 200 grams of plain flour, and I'm just peeling about half a lemon into the Thermomix bowl. We can blitz up strips of peeled zest with the flour and just start to build flavours into this pastry. A little pinch of salt will be good too. Just blitz that up. Now we'll add a little bit more flavour with some butter and a little bit of mustard. So as hot as you like. I'm using Dijon today. Bring that together on speed 5. So what I'm looking for there is a sort of breadcrumb consistency. Not too wet, not mushy at all, and just using cold butter will make sure that we achieve that. So it's time to bring this pastry together now with cold water. So I've just got some water from the tap with an ice cube in it, just to make sure it's nice and chilled. I'm going to set the Thermomix to knead for 30 seconds, and while it's going, just pour that water in. What we're looking for is sort of popcorn-sized clumps. So once you've got those, you're ready to go. I can smell the lemon zest, I can smell the mustard. So we're just going to turn this out onto a board. One more little trick, give the base of the Thermomix blades a spin, and any dough or pastry will come right out. And just bring that together into a ball. I'm going to wrap that in cling film and set it in the fridge for about 30 minutes, and I'll steam my chicken. About 500 mils of water straight into the Thermomix. No need to wash it, love that. Let's get the aroma. I've got 400 grams of chicken thighs, which have each been cut into about 4 pieces. They will steam in 16 minutes. Just make sure that enough of the steamer holes are exposed. We'll get that going. Steaming for 16 minutes for aroma temperature speed 2. Our chicken is about to finish steaming, which means we're going to move straight on with shredding it. You can do this while it's hot. So we just want to get rid of that steaming water. Just put it here for now. And we need our butterfly. Again, no need to wash the bowl. We've actually been steam cleaning it as we go, so it's all good. Pop our chicken in. Now this shredding chicken, it's amazing for chicken sandwiches, chicken salads, great for this pie too. All we need to do is put it on reverse speed 4. So good. I never get tired of saying that. This shredded chicken needs to cool a little bit while we start cooking out buttered leeks. Spread it out so it cools down more quickly. Now at this point, finally, we do need to wash our Thermomix bowl. I've got actually my second bowl on standby, so let's grab that. So buttering leeks. No major trick to this. We just need butter and leeks. So I've just sliced these slightly on the diagonal so that's a little bit pretty. And I'm going to cook these for 9 minutes. So slow, long cooking of leeks and butter. Really have a little bit of a loving in there. They just go so sweet and delicious. 9 minutes, 100 degrees, and just on soft speed. Okay, leeks and butter have had a big love in, and it's time to finish off making this chicken tart filling. So we're adding peas. Fresh or frozen is fine. Also, I've made this with asparagus and it's delicious. Any sort of greens, broccolini is beautiful, even spinach. A bit of curry powder, optional, and you could use cayenne pepper or paprika. Salt. I love thyme. Oregano works beautifully in this too. You could use parsley, you could use mint, you could use no herbs whatsoever. Pull those leaves off the stalks. That looks lovely, and that just needs to cook for a couple more minutes on 100 degrees. We'll put this on reverse so that we look after those peas. Oh, I love this combination. Buttered leeks and me, it's a major love affair. Okay, so let's scrape the rest of this filling over our chicken. Now, the chicken's cooled down pretty well, and the filling, you know, the rest of the filling is hot. So it's a little bit dangerous to work with a hot filling. Your pastry will be a little bit harder to work with, but we're all living on the edge here, right? I'll give it a go. Let's roll out our pastry. So this has been resting in the fridge. I'll just pull off a little bit to say for decorations, and we'll roll the rest out into an absolutely perfect circle, or as close as I'll ever get. Flour liberally, because that makes everything safer, and we'll just roll it out. So just spinning the pastry around, and you can see those little flecks of lemon zest in the pastry. We also know there's mustard in there. Can't see that, but I know it's there. Around 5 ml or a little bit under in thickness, and you can see that pastry is really nice and easy to work with. So let's just pop that onto our baking tray. Just trim it off, and then we've got extra little scraps that we can use for decoration if we need to. Don't worry if you've got a little bit of raggediness. Let's get that on. So leave a good 4 centimetres or so around the edge of the filling. Just leave that pastry exposed. I'm not going to measure it with a ruler, and I certainly don't suggest you do, but you want to be able to fold that pastry over. And just spread that out. Yum. And you could just eat this now. So just crimp those edges, crimp and gather, just folding over and just tucking it up. It's a freeform tart, so you could call it a pie or a tart. We're not completely enclosing the filling, but we are just snuggling up to it a little bit with this pastry. So even though the filling is a little bit warm, our pastry's not melting too badly, but you don't want to leave it sitting there like that because you know there's a lot of butter in that pastry and it definitely will start to do its buttery melting thing. Okay, let's just get that out of the way and we'll roll our pastry strips to make a nice little lattice. And they can be uneven, something like that. Okay. All right, so the trick is to go over and under, and that one can go over. And the next one, we'll pull back like that. And the next one is back to our first one. So it's an odds and evens situation. Now we just want a little one for the last one. And that goes back like that. We start to bring it all together. So there you go, over. And the alternate ones go back like that. This one goes on like that. And we swap them over again. Now, it's just a matter of trimming those up and neatening it off. Pinch it off because we're going to tuck those rather raggedy ends underneath just to hide them. Give it all a bit of a pinch together. Let's just brush that with a lightly beaten egg just to give our pastry a nice gloss. I'm going to pop that in the oven, 170 degrees. See you in half an hour for pie. Okay, the pie's been out of the oven for about 20 minutes. I've just slid it off the baking tray and I think it's time to eat it. The pie is easier to cut once it's cooled a little bit. Of course, if you really need to get to your pie quickly, cut it hot, get into it. But I'm just gonna have a little slice myself. That chicken's really moist. The buttery leeks, the flavours of the mustard and curry powder go so well with the chicken, and that little bit of lemon zest at the end. This pie is a winner.